Hey everybody, welcome back to Coffee with Cory, where we connect faith, music, and life's journey, one cast at a time. I'm your host, Cory Jackson, and today we're diving into something every fly fisher and every person experiences: snags. Whether it's getting caught in the brush or facing unexpected roadblocks in your life, those moments can leave us feeling stuck. But here's the truth. Setbacks are often some of our greatest teachers. And with the right perspective, those setbacks become lessons that shape our journey. For artists and vocalists like myself and my guests today, that snag sometimes hits us right in the thing we rely on most, our voice. When your ability to speak, sing, or express yourself is compromised, it shakes your identity. It tests your faith. But God meets us in those moments. He doesn't waste our weakness. He transforms it. It's often through the struggle that we discover deeper strength, clarity of purpose, and a new way to rely on Him. Today's guest is someone I had the honor of meeting during our time together on season 17 of NBC's The Voice, and we've stayed connected ever since. In fact, I even got to go out to Oklahoma and play a show with her a little while back. Gracee Shriver is a powerhouse vocalist, songwriter, and storyteller. She's been singing since she was 9, picked up the guitar soon after, and has been chasing the music dream with boldness and heart ever since, from church stages in her hometown to packed venues across the country. Since The Voice, Gracee has continued to grow her audience, represent Oklahoma proudly as part of the Oklahoma Women of Song Project, and just recently, as I saw on Instagram, played CMA Fest, dropped a new single, and got married too. She's been busy, y'all. It's an honor to have her on here today. Gracee, welcome to Coffee with Cory. It's so great to have you today.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Well, seriously, I know you're like crazy busy, so I really appreciate your time today, and I hope you'll tell your family I said hi too.
Oh, yes, of course. They were pumped we were getting to chat. They've been texting me all day.
That's great. Well, I've really been looking forward to this today. But I always like to dive into like 2 questions before we just really wade in here.
Yes.
Do you drink coffee?
I do. I just recently got into
Okay.
it, though. I used to be a
Thank
soda
goodness.
girl. Yes, I did. But I'm still basic. I'm like the latte girl.
Oh, hey, that's all right. That's all right.
Yes.
So do you like, what is it? I think my wife, Sarah, she likes oatmeal latte, or oat milk latte.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like oat milk, or like just honestly oat milk or normal milk. I think just vanilla. I'm just
With some
basic.
vanilla. Yeah. There you go. There you go. That is pretty good. I'm not going to lie.
Exactly.
So, but that is great. So I'm glad that you like coffee, because we would have had to just ended the podcast right
I
here.
know. I think Yes, I do.
Awesome. Well, so the other question I have is, when was the last time you went fishing, and have you ever been fly fishing?
So I haven't been fly fishing, but
Okay.
I have gone fishing a lot throughout my life. I'm not the best at it, but my dad
That's all
used
right.
to take us up to this place. Actually, I think it was in Arkansas, and you're gonna ask me where it was, and I'm not gonna remember, but it's like a well-known place. And we went trout fishing, and it's like you would catch a million. Like if you like toss it or whatever, casted it in,
Yeah.
you'd catch them. And we did that a ton growing up, which is fun because I caught things. But just in the lake.
That's the best part, right?
Yeah, literally. In the lake, I'm too impatient, which I'm working through.
It takes a lot of patience to do that. I had a guy that's a friend of mine on here that he's a trout fisherman, and he has, me and him got together, and he was showing me how to cast. And he's like, first thing he asked me, he's like, "Cory, do you have patience?" I was like, "Yes." I think.
No. Yeah.
But yeah, so I wonder, we'll have to ask your dad about that. I wonder if it was on the White River.
That sounds familiar. We stayed
Okay.
in this really cool cabin and just did it
Yeah.
for like a weekend. But yeah, it was fun.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, very cool. Let's dive in here. Let's start with kind of like our first segment here, music and the journey. I'd love for you to just tell us some of your story and journey. Your story is not just inspiring, but in some ways it's incredibly relatable for me. I know you have faced one of the toughest challenges a singer can imagine, vocal issues that forced you to pause, reevaluate, and heal. And it's what's so crazy is I feel like I've seen a lot of people, and maybe it's just because I'm extremely aware of that this year, but other major artists that are having trouble
Yeah.
this year.
I know Nate Smith is like on rest right now as
Yeah, I
well. We
saw
were talking
that.
to some of his label people, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely a hard one. It's actually something I've never gotten to talk about, so it's kind of fun to get to chat with. Not fun, the circumstance, but
Right.
I know you were saying earlier, I was sitting there yesterday and was on the phone with my mom, and I said, like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm so thankful that happened to me. Because in the
Mm,
moment, it's just horrific and you're sad and confused. And I was like crying out to God. And sitting here a year later, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm seeing all of his promises come into fruition of everything that I was confused about. I now more understand. And he definitely used it. Oh, I dropped a headphone. He definitely used it for good.
yeah.
But I, well, like got to meet you on The Voice, and that was about the first like big thing I did with singing. I'd grown up singing. I'm at barbecue restaurants and random little places around town.
Oh,
Always
yeah.
wrote songs, traveled back and forth to Nashville, doing the whole thing. And kind of just told my parents at like 9 years old, I'm doing this. And my dad wanted me to have a childhood, which I'm very thankful for now because I wanted to be a Disney kid.
Oh,
But
yeah. That's awesome.
yeah, so The Voice was definitely an eye-opening experience. I think doing it at such a young age was great, but also I don't know that I'd let my kid do it.
Yeah. How were
Def
you, like 16?
I was 16,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
And so I was 16 and then turned 17 on the show. And that was a little chaotic. I think it was chaotic because we got off and then COVID hit right after.
Yeah.
And it was my senior year of high school. So everything was a lot. And
Wow. Yeah.
it's a lot mentally on anyone. But in high school, people aren't the most mature. So you kind of deal with all of that. So you learn though, it's like it is what it is. It makes you tougher. So I went through that and then immediately moved out here to go to Belmont, which was a blessing. And that was crazy. Knew no one. It was still COVID, had to wear masks in school, had no
Yeah.
friends, and moved in with four random girls. And again, a blessing. So it was just kind of spiraled. I started writing at publishing companies and then started getting opportunities to open for larger artists. And then now my day to day just looks like publishing companies, traveling on the weekends, and got to do CMA Fest and all of that.
Yeah.
But about a year ago is when I kind of started going through all the health stuff, and that kind of
Okay.
put a weird pause on everything. There was a lot that spiraled into that. So definitely some emotions there. But
Yeah.
yeah.
And we can dive into that, whatever you're comfortable with sharing. But I would love to know, like, when did you start to realize, like, that you were having a little bit of trouble, and what kind of led to that? Okay, it's time for me to take a step back.
Yeah, so maybe it was more like a year and a half ago that I started noticing. I've always had a raspy voice. That's just kind of my thing. And then I noticed that like I'd be talking like this and I'd just have a voice crack. Like this is so embarrassing to say, but at Belmont, the classes are so small and they'd call out like attendance because we only had about 20 kids. And I'd be so embarrassed. Like I didn't want them because I didn't want to say here because I'd
Yeah.
always voice crack, which I'm not like a teenage boy. So it was getting really weird. I was like, I don't want to say here, like, I'm going to, because it would happen. And then the teachers, of course, are like musicians. And they'd be like, huh, like they'd look at me kind of funny. I think they knew what was going on.
Yeah.
And then I started like, I woke up, I kind of let it go because I'm stubborn. And I was like, okay, I'm just like having allergies. And then I woke up and couldn't move my hands and feet one morning, couldn't talk anymore, and I was swollen. and I had to go to the emergency room. I had like 103-degree fever, and I was
Oh
like,
my
"Oh, is this
goodness.
just like COVID or something?" I was like, "What's going on?" And we quickly found out it wasn't. So that was a whole thing in itself. Turns out I had been given a medicine and been taking one that isn't the best when you have autoimmune in your family, and I do, unfortunately, and it
Mm.
just spiraled, and my system couldn't take it anymore. So not only could I not use my voice, but I couldn't move my hands
Oh my
anymore.
goodness.
So I could
Wow.
not like physically make a guitar chord, and
Yeah.
I was crushed. I had a show the very next week in Hawaii that I had to go out to. And I remember, being on a plane with inflammation too, it's just like your body swells. And I remember
Mm.
crying. My drummer was sitting there, and I was like, please, God, just help me to be able to like function and like do something, like I couldn't. Every other word was a voice crack. So that was just like a little journey in itself. And I had to cancel about 6 months worth of shows, and I had some really great ones, which now it is what it is, but I definitely had to have my season of like learning and patience. And I think that I told my mom, I grew up like my grandpa's a pastor. My family's
Yeah.
very in their faith, and I'm very thankful for that. So I always was like the kid that read their Bible and prayed and like leaned on God. But I knew in that moment that I had gone my whole life loving Jesus, but maybe not always fully surrendering.
Mm.
Because that just, I was a control freak, and that doesn't go good with Jesus's plan. So I was like, okay, I got on my knees and I stretched out my hands, and I was like, God, I'm so sad. And my whole family was sad. It was just a hard moment.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom felt like it was her fault. Everyone felt like it was their fault. And I was like, it's no one's fault. It was what it was. But I can honestly say since that, it's just changed the dynamic and the way we do everything in our family, from food and everything, like just the lifestyle. I honestly think that's been one of the biggest blessings. Because it's even helped my other family members with autoimmune as well. So that's
Yeah.
been great.
Wow. Wow. That is like so extremely relatable. Especially like I come from a family of faith as well, but it's like going through something similar that you have. That's when I learned to like, I think, really surrender.
Yeah.
And it was so hard. And wow. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. What, because I'll ask you this. Did you ever have like pain or anything like in your throat area?
Yes, it felt like a lump sitting in my throat. And when
Okay.
I would go, I would get fatigued super quickly.
Yeah.
Like this conversation, like I would already back then, I wouldn't have been able to finish it. So
Oh
it
yeah.
was it was weird. And we ended up going, I found the specialist down the road. It was a whole, I won't say every detail because it would take forever, but I ended up finding them, and they scanned my throat because I still thought these two things were unrelated. I still
Yeah.
thought this was just fatigue and this was just whatever. And then I got the scan, and the same little nodules that were popping up on my fingers were just like, they were like fluid filled, and they were all over my throat.
Really?
And
Oh wow.
yes, and now I can honestly say, like, I, like, God has completely healed me from that autoimmune. Like, I don't have any of it anymore.
Wow.
Every single level, like, when I say, I went in one day, was fine, went to the doctor, got tested, and my autoimmune levels overnight were from a zero to like in the 7 or 8 hundreds, which you're supposed to be between 0 and 20. So I was
Wow.
like feeling it. And he's completely healed me from it all. But another thing that came with that was my voice now. And it's so funny because we talk about just getting married. My now husband, I would laugh because we did long distance for years. And over the last year, why this has been a thing, I would go, to places or whatever, and I'll be shopping. Like I was shopping in Dillard's the other day. Someone was like, "Oh, honey, you sound like you have a cold." And I was like, "Oh, no,
Oh
it's just
my
my voice."
gosh.
And it happens on the daily, if not like,
Really?
yes, all the time. And he was there. It was the first time he's experienced being there. And he was like so annoyed. He was like, no,
Yeah.
that's just her voice. But it's been such a good blessing though. Like yesterday
Mm,
I had filmed a video about this, but I was just crying. I was like, thank you, God, because every one of the articles posted about my new single was, man, her unique texture, her unique this. And that's only
absolutely.
because I lost my voice. I did not
Yeah.
sound like this before.
That's
So
awesome. Well, I know. Uh, well, first off, again, congratulations on getting married. So that's
thank
so
you.
exciting. I love the new song. We'll talk about that even more here in just a second. But I was supposed to play at your wedding this year, and I was really bummed out when I had to text your mom and be like, "I'm so sorry,"
Yes.
but I had no idea you had went through voice stuff until she was like, "Oh, Cory," she's like, "We completely understand," and she started telling me your story, which that's been
Yes.
months ago now, and I was just like, I had no idea. And
Yes.
so when I started thinking about the podcast, I was like, I have to have Gracee on here.
Yeah, yes. I'm so glad. Yeah.
Let's dive back into this here. I think you may have already hit this, but let's hit it one more time. How did that season test your identity as a performer and a person of faith?
Yeah, I think it put I remember thinking when that happened, oh my goodness, like I remember saying to God, I feel like you're taking everything from me. Like I feel like you're taking
Mm,
everything I've known. And now sitting here a year later, I hear how silly that sounds. And I definitely think as a kid, I was the singer, and that was me. And now I'm Gracee, Jesus's daughter, God's daughter, child of
mm,
God, and I sing, and I get to use that to glorify Him. And I think that really shifted my perspective on that. I really rooted every one of my like high and low emotional moments in whether music was going good. And now I'm like, okay, I'm always studying him, and whatever's happening over here is going to happen according to his time, and then I can use it for the glory of his kingdom.
I love that. That's so
Trying at
good.
least.
Yeah, it's not easy, but
No.
man, it's just amazing though, like just how, uh, what was I gonna say? There's like, I was listening, I think I was listening to something the other day. It's like, do we really realize how big God is and
Yeah.
his vast love for us? And man, yeah. So that just made me think of that. It's just incredible, even though it's difficult at times, but he
Very,
loves us
yeah.
that much. Awesome. Well, thanks, Gracee, for that. Let's dive into segment 2 here, music and the journey, digging into real life ups and downs. Question I have for you: looking back on your journey from The Voice to now, what has changed about how you view success? And you kind of just mentioned this, but
Yeah. No, goodness. That kid, I was just so worried about pleasing everyone and everything. I mean, it's like
oh
then you like
yes,
get on stage and you're looking at comments. I
yeah,
mean, goodness gracious, the amount of contestants I saw, having breakdowns about that. And you're in your own, you're being told it's a different thing. And my song's kind of about that too, which is funny.
yeah,
But I think like as you get older and I just matured in my faith, I realized more that, like you said, that stuff doesn't matter. It does matter to glorify Him, but it doesn't matter. It shouldn't affect your day to day happiness and joy.
right,
And I think moving to Nashville too, I mean, every single week you have someone hyping you up and then someone telling you you're not going to make it.
mm,
And I used to just try to mold myself to be everything they wanted me to be. Because, a young 22-year-old girl that loves Jesus, that's married, that has a happy family, isn't always the cover of a magazine when it comes to like drama and what sells. Um, and I don't care about that anymore. I feel like God rewards something that He's put in your life, and I have to just stay true to His path for me. And then it's weird, Cory. I don't know if I ever told you this. I think you might have been sitting in the lobby when this happened to me. I don't even know if I've ever talked about this, but this lady, so weird. I was This might have been when I came, or no, I was like going into like the third round when we went head to head. I don't remember what it was.
Oh yeah,
Um,
like battles or something.
Yes,
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. And I was in line getting my little Starbucks drink, like I did every morning. And I was with my mom, of course, and Joanne. I don't know if you remember Joanne or not,
Oh
but she
yeah,
was
oh yeah.
so adorable. And this lady comes up, this real pretty blonde lady, and she taps me. It was weird because the night before I was looking at my mom like, I want to quit. I want to go home. I'm exhausted. It just mentally drained you.
Mm-hmm.
And she comes up to me. I have no clue who she is. She wasn't affiliated with the show. And she taps me and she goes, are you Gracee? And I go, yeah. And we were thinking she was with the voice. And she goes, hey, I know you're really struggling inside right now. And I just want to tell you that God hears you. And if you stay true to yourself, you're going to go far. And my mom and me look at each other, and Joanna and her mom are sitting right there. And Joanna's mom grabs my mom, and it's like, she's gonna win. She's gonna win. My mom's like, no, that's not what he said. He said if she stays true to herself. And I've thought about that every single
Wow.
day of like the amount of times that I've been in that predicament of like a label guy wants me to do something and it's not necessarily what I would think. I'm like, okay, I don't know who that crazy lady was, but she knew my name and she knew that I was
That
having a
is
moment.
crazy.
And so
Oh
I'm like,
my
okay, staying true to yourself. I've learned that.
I love that. That's something I've even been thinking about is like staying true to yourself lately a
Yes.
lot. But you mentioning that, I think I do remember I remember you and your mom standing in line and I was around the vicinity, but I don't know. That's a crazy story. I think I might have been there when that
You might have.
happened.
You were always sitting at that coffee table right
Yeah.
there. So I was like, you were
Yeah.
probably sitting there. But I was like, what the heck was the weird? To this day, it like sticks in my brain. And I'm like, okay, I feel like that was God's little way of being like, hey, I hear you. I like maybe this isn't, but remember what I'm telling you. Like, stay rooted in me and true to yourself, and I'll take you where you need to go.
That's incredible. I love that story.
Weird.
Wow. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That is so cool. So how did your vocal setback affect your creativity or songwriting?
Yeah, I think for a while, I don't know about you, but I was in a rut for a minute. I think I
Yeah.
was just kind of jaded. And then once that lifted up, I was like, okay, now I have more experience in life to write about. It's
Right.
funny because you go through those things and then it's like, wait, now I have more, you know, stuff, more material.
Right. That's what's incredible, I think, about the journey of life. It's like the difficult times, they come with they may be hard, but man, what you can get from that experience, and especially if you're a writer or something, wow, it's just
Yeah,
incredible how you can take that and help others. I mean, that's
yeah,
what we're
for
here to do,
sure.
right? So, were there moments you wanted to give up, and what made you keep going?
I think this sounds so bad to say. I think there's a lot of moments then and now that you go through your head and you're like, ugh, should I just quit? And I
Mm,
sit there and I've had several times like that. My vocal thing was hard. Typically, and this isn't, my mom is like the rock. I don't know how your family dynamic is, but growing up, like into this day,
yeah.
my mom's the rock of our family. And when you see moms start going like this, you're like, oh no, like that's kind of dangerous because mom's always steady. And mom wasn't super steady in that moment. She was feeling it, rightfully so. We were all struggling. And so I think I kind of sat there and I remember looking at her and like asking that same question of like, should I just quit? Like, I feel like I've prayed about this, and I've gone all over the country trying to make this work. Like, should I quit? And she, of course, said, pray about it. Like, ask God for that. And I can tell you every time I prayed to Him, I know this isn't everyone's thing, so I'm not trying to take it for granted, but every time I prayed to Him, He sent someone to tell me something
Mm,
that like, hey, I've heard like God wants me to say this, or God, and which I know is crazy. That's not normal for everyone. I'm very thankful for that. But I think like the only thing that keeps me going is thinking like, okay, what if it was tomorrow that I got it and the devil's trying to test me right now? And like
mm,
I can either give in to the lies he's telling me, or just push through, and then I'll have this whole thing to glorify God with. And I don't want the devil to slow me down.
That's right. That's right. That's so good. Um, yeah, that's so incredible. How did God meet you in that place of uncertainty?
Man, I feel like that's a good question. I think honestly, just when on my lowest, which I know they like say this biblically too. You know the story of Job,
Mm-hmm.
and he feels like which what I went through was far from what Job went through, so I do not wish that upon myself. But that's what I kept reading as I was going through that. And
Yeah.
Job, like he just was like, "Hey, this is one of my strongest warriors, man. You can go after him, and he's not going to waver." And I was like, okay. I think that story was what got me through of like, God's not like, this isn't happening because of a punishment or like because I'm not doing something. This is happening and I'm supposed to be a faithful servant and fight through it.
Mm. Wow. That's really good.
That story's hard.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Well, how do you approach performing now with this new perspective?
I think just don't take anything for granted.
Oh, yeah.
Every single opportunity you get to do, whether it's saying hi to someone or, doing a write up or even just a random small stage, like just get excited about it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the way I'm just, it's like it's fun. It's just so much more fun now.
Yeah.
I don't have that pressure. I don't know if you felt that, but I feel like even before there was like this pressure we put on ourselves to look a certain way, do this, do that, and there's so much freedom now.
Yeah. And you know what life's like without it.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's dive into segment 3 here, casting it out there, some final takeaways and encouragement. Gracee, if you could encourage someone who's currently facing a setback, what would you say to them today?
Kind of just what I've been saying. I would just say, honestly, read the word, pray about it. Um, and sometimes it's nice to just get rid of distractions. Open up like the physical Bible, sit there and just let him talk to you. Because if you're rooted in it, and one other thing, not trying to go off the deep end too much, but if you're struggling with something, the Bible talks about prayer and fasting. And that's one
Mm,
thing I learned in this journey. I'd always heard about fasting. I'd done it a few times as a kid.
yeah.
But that's something that I truly believe, and I know it talks about. If you want to see things, fast and pray, and He'll talk to you.
Do you have like I can't say that I've been great at fasting. I've done it some here and there. Do you do it weekly or what's kind of your thing there?
I've started, and I did
Okay.
not used to, and I started doing it because of this missionary from South Africa I met at the same time this was all going down, and he brought it up to me. Like kind of like you, and I always heard about it. I'd done it occasionally,
Yeah.
but it's just like I truly feel in my heart that like when I do it, I feel like so much closer. Like it's a different way of praying when I can just feel it. It's hard to
Yeah.
explain.
Yeah. When you do it, do you do like a 24-hour or what?
I've done 24, I've done 48. I
Okay.
wish I could do more. I'm growing to do more. I couldn't do it. I
I
could.
feel like
I
that is something you have to kind of grow with,
Yes, the flesh is weak. I've been like so close.
It
They're like,
is.
oh, yes. No, it's so bad. But yes, I'll try to do 24 or 48. And, you know, I try to just do like coffee and water or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just whatever. I'm not gonna say there hasn't been a time that I've had like lemonade or something, which I don't know if that's biblical, but definitely is trying to pray throughout that at least for 24 hours or 48 hours. God's
Oh,
like,
I
dude,
love
what are you doing?
it.
Sorry, God, I just needed like
Uh,
something. But yeah, no, it's just doing that and then just reading and like I just try to get like not that I don't pray for everyone every day, but I really
yeah.
try to just nail everything and sit there and be like, talk to me. whatever. And I can say I feel like it's helped a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Well, that's really inspiring for me, because it's been a little while since I've fasted, and yeah, so I definitely I want to do that, because I think there is just such a special closeness that we really get with God and the Spirit when we step into that. So that's really beautiful.
No, for sure. Sorry to dive off the deep end on that.
No,
But
that
I
was
need to say
great. I
that.
love it. That's what this podcast is about. We got to go deep. What did this challenge give you that you might not have had otherwise?
I think it gave me the assurance that like I can fight through things, and I think it gave me a new confidence. I don't know about you, but like it just completely gave me a different confidence in like myself and who
Yeah,
I am and like what I can do and all this stuff.
yeah, I love that. I think it has for me too. You know, you were talking about comments and stuff earlier, and I've been posting like a song just about once a week. I'll do like a full song on YouTube, and then I'll do like clips on, or reels or whatever it is, on social
Yeah.
media. And on YouTube, I did a song of "Only in America" by Brooks and Dunn a couple weeks ago for the
I love
4th.
that song.
And I had 2 people comment. This used to would have like just broken me. And now I looked at it, and the first thing I did was I started busting out laughing. I thought it was so funny. But one person, they put "if only ... Then the one that really got me was somebody put an emoji of, the emoji was throwing up.
Oh no.
And I just started laughing so hard. I was like, wow, I've come a long way with this.
Literally, like people take this. How sad do you have to be to take the time to put that? I posted
Right.
something on 4th of July too. It wasn't singing. It was just me. I don't know if you saw it or not. It was me in flag overalls.
I did see that. I loved
got
it.
obliterated in those comments. And it like shot at 2 million views, which I'm also like,
Oh,
okay,
that's crazy. Wow.
yeah, but can my singing videos not shoot 2 million views? Confused. I don't understand.
It'll lead to that.
Literally, I literally filmed that video in 2 seconds. It shoots up, and I mean, it was everything from like die to you're trash, and like, I'm
Oh
like,
my
dude,
God.
you're like, because I have a flag on. It's so ridiculous.
That was funny. Who were you doing the voice? Who was the lady on that was like the voiceover?
Oh, it was the Jennifer Coolidge.
Yes,
I posted multiple. Yes, that one.
Yeah,
I pulled the
anybody
hot dog out.
listening,
Yeah.
y'all gotta go watch it. It's so funny. It was great. I loved it.
No, I got obliterated. But yeah, like to use what you say, I'm like, I used to be like, oh, and my mom still. She's like, oh, I hope Gracee didn't see that. I'm like, Mom, if I'm gonna quit over that, then I probably shouldn't do this.
Yeah, right.
It's funny.
Well, Gracee, has there been a scripture, a song, or a truth that maybe has carried you through this time that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, I think the one that stuck out to me most, and my dad used to say it to me too, was Isaiah 40:31. And that one just talks about just when you put your trust in the Lord, that he renews your strength, and that will fly over like, and with wings like eagles, and when you run you won't grow weary, when you walk you won't grow faint. And I feel like in this moment when I learned to put my trust in him, it was like, okay, I'm not growing faint, I'm not growing weary when I have my trust rooted in you. And that stuck out to me. He actually got that engraved on my guitar because of all
cool.
that. So now it's with me every time I get on stage. And yeah, so
I
that was
love
a good one.
that. That's awesome. I'm gonna have to go back and read that one. It's been a while.
Yes.
I love that.
I hadn't read it in forever. And when I was going through that, my dad came in and was like, read this, because he's all gruff. I was like, okay. And I started sobbing. And so they got that put on my guitar, and it was special.
What an incredible thing to have on your guitar. Like when you walk on stage, and if you have any fear, or you're just like overwhelmed by anything, or you just like look down and read that, and man,
Yes.
the Spirit just give you a peace. That's
For
great.
sure.
I love that. Well, y'all, casting it out there in fly fishing, a snag doesn't mean the trip is over. It means it's time to stop, assess, maybe even retie your line and cast again. In life, that same principle applies. Snags don't mean you failed, as we've heard from Gracee today. They mean something is being worked out in you, in me. Patience, resilience, faith, and maybe even clarity. Gracee, it's been such a pleasure to have you on here today. Oh my gosh.
Thanks for having me.
Getting to
I had
catch
so
up
fun.
with you. It's been so long, and wow, you're just doing incredible things right now, and I'm one of your biggest fans, and
Thank you so
gonna be
much. You
cheering you on all the
too.
way.
You got
Well,
a
thanks.
podcast. That's big leagues.
I don't know. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I was like, you know what? It's like this season that I've been through. I was finally like, it's time.
Yeah.
This is it, you know. And I mean, I've been through, I guess, hard things, but there's not been anything quite like what I've been through that I think just got the wheels rolling with the podcast. And I was like, I have something to talk about now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But hey, let's talk about your music for a minute. You've got a new single out. It just dropped. Let's talk about that for a second, and we'll continue on.
Yeah, so Rich just dropped, and that's been super exciting. It just got added to some mega playlists, which was really fun. But that was
Cool.
about kind of inspired. It dropped on my parents' anniversary and Keaton's birthday,
Oh,
which is
really? That's
really
awesome.
funny, like the timing. But yeah, it was just my parents got married at 22, and me and Keaton are 22.
Oh,
So
really? That's so
yes,
cool. Wow,
they
that's
just
crazy, actually.
I know. And just that's honestly been like really sweet to have them to lean on and
Yeah.
like stories about just they're like, you're so much better off than we were. My dad's like, we used to eat liver because we didn't have any money and we were selling things and like
Spam.
literally. And so it's kind of it's
Mm,
just sweet that I think they definitely gave me the reassurance and like through life tells you differently, especially with social media. That like you've got it, like you get married and it's everything's glamorous and all this stuff. And I think like having your person is like the most special thing, no matter if you have $1 million in the bank or zero.
yeah.
And so that song's kind of about that.
I love it. Well, it's so good. Anybody that is out there listening today, go listen to it. Actually, if you have a little snippet of it, I'll put it in right here.
Oh yeah, for
So that
sure.
way we can just like play a short clip of it. That way everybody can hear. But definitely go follow Gracee on, I mean, Spotify, Apple Music, all the streaming platforms. I was going to ask you another question. What's your mom and dad's anniversary?
7-Eleven, like the gas station.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And when is yours and Keaton's anniversary?
It's June 28th. So we
June
were like
28th.
only like a week behind. Yeah.
That is so crazy. So I got to tell you this. Mine and Sarah's is June 29th.
What? Oh my gosh.
And my parents is July 3rd. So
Oh,
that is so crazy. Like ours is all kind
that
of in the
is really
same
weird.
like
Oh,
couple weeks there. That's awesome.
how long have you and Sarah been married?
6 years this year.
Okay, there you go.
So crazy. We
Wait,
got
so
married.
you guys
Like,
got married when we were on the show, right?
yeah, we did.
Oh my
So I was
gosh.
on Team Blake, and then bam, got married on Saturday. It was like Team Blake on Monday or Tuesday, and then bam, Saturday we were
Was that
married.
not just
So,
the craziest time of your
oh
life?
yes, it was. It was pretty wild.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Well, congrats.
Thanks. Well, congrats to you guys.
Thank you so much.
Very, very excited for y'all. So y'all are living in Nashville, is that right?
Yes, we're living on
Okay,
the outskirts, and he couldn't quite do the city, so we moved a little bit away. So
understandable.
yeah,
It's
just
busy.
commuting every day. Yeah,
I
he's
get
like
it.
too many people.
Well, Gracee, where else can everybody follow you? What's your tags and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so it's just Gracee Shriver, and that's just with two E's, Gracee, because people don't probably
I love it.
expect that. Just Facebook, Instagram, X, anything, TikTok, all of that stuff.
You're on all of them, huh?
All of them.
Okay. And your website?
Yep, website's just GracieShriver.com.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with anybody listening out there that maybe you have coming up?
I don't, well, I have some show. I don't know when this is coming out, but I have some
Okay.
shows end of July and then another single dropping end of August. So got a lot of
Wow,
music
that's
coming
awesome.
out. Yes. And
Very
I just started
cool.
working on a Christmas project, which
What?
my
Oh my
favorite
gosh.
holiday. So exciting.
Oh, can you leak like what's your favorite song that you're doing?
On the
It's okay. No.
Christmas?
Yeah, on the Christmas.
Oh, it's one that I wrote actually, and it's called Redneck
Let's go.
Christmas. Yeah,
What was that?
Redneck Christmas.
Redneck
Yeah.
Christmas. I love it.
Yeah, so I'm excited because that's how my family Christmases go.
Well, I
Yeah.
absolutely love that. I can't wait to hear it.
Yes.
So can people find your shows, I guess, on your social as well as on your
Yes.
website?
So socials and website, or they're all listed
Okay.
there.
Very cool. Well, Gracee, thank you so much for being on here today. I know you are just crazy busy, so I really, really appreciate your time. I know this
Yes,
is
of
going to
course.
bless and encourage not only me, but so many people listening.
Yes, thanks for having me. You're awesome. I'm so
You're
thankful
awesome
we
too.
got to meet you guys.
Oh, well, me too. Y'all, if you're in a setback right now, don't rush it. Lean in. Ask God what He's forming in you. Healing takes time. So does transformation. And the story He's telling through your life may just be more powerful because of the snag. It's not the setback that defines you. It's what you do with it. Gracee, thanks again. Until next time, remember the journey's not always smooth, but it's always worth it. So trust the cast, embrace the journey, and let's go. Or you might hear us say, yeehaw, amen, let's go.
Yeah, amen. Let's go.
That's right. That
Oh
was awesome.
gosh.
See you guys next time.
Woo!